Okay, hello there. I'm really proud of myself today about something that happened, and I want to talk about it. My phone might snap out of the holder that it's in any moment. It's like a slight panic I'm feeling about that, but anyway, hello. I went to go see my dad today, and I think I have leveled up in my presence and my capacity to see someone through the eyes of love. A little backstory. I ran away from my home twice in my teens, so when I was 19, and then a few years later, I came back and then I ran away again. So I don't know why today I just felt like bringing that up when I went to go see my dad. It just felt right, and my goal was to not let the triggers sweep me away, but feel very grounded in what I want to communicate and say that from a place of love and understanding and acceptance and forgiveness, so the other person feels invited to join that and let down their guards and speak their truth if they choose to. And sometimes it's not really a choice. They literally don't have the capacity, and that is the case here. So, how do I even start this, My dad is old. And, of course, he's done the best that he could with what he knew. And I guess the gist of the conversation, the underlying theme of the conversation was saying sorry, and yeah, you may not have intended to hurt someone, but if pain occurred, pain was a felt sensation in the other person's experience, it's okay to say sorry for that. And so I was asking my dad, like, hey, do you remember, like, me running away? And, like, what was your, what's your memory of that? Like, how do you feel about that? And he was like, according to him, I ran away for fun. I ran away because I wanted to, and I was like, you don't remember? Do you remember if I was crying or I was happy when I left? And he said he doesn't remember. And I was recounting some of the things that he had said to me when I was leaving and how that made me feel hurt. And he was like, I never said that, Now, as I was expressing my lived reality, the person that was in that experience with me, he is denying that. And I know we call it gaslighting. I'm not saying he's doing that intentionally. He has his own reality, And it was so beautiful how I could just accept that that's his reality without letting it, like, take a dagger into the hurt that I feel, and just, like, because those words can hurt, you know what I mean? But it wasn't hurting. I was just like, I don't even care to get your acknowledgement of the series of events that occurred, which I have carried with me and have impacted my life in such a way. I didn't talk to him for years. I was like, what's your interpretation of that? Like, We didn't talk after that for many years. He ain't thinking about all that, because guess what? He does not have the capacity to do so. That would be so life-shattering. It's easier to just live in your own world. And a lot of people would choose to do that, and you may be familiar with that dynamic as well. We're all just living in our own realities. Wow, 5 minutes of talking. Hopefully I can wrap this up soon, because it is like almost 1 a.m. here. But yeah, as he was like saying that what I'm telling him didn't happen, I was like, hey, that's okay. I accept that you think that didn't happen, but I also know that I haven't just been sitting here like lying to you and just making up stories from thin air, And Dad, I don't even want you to say sorry, because if it's not coming from your heart and through reflection of like, oh, this must have hurt this person, and even though that wasn't my intention, the fact that the hurt was caused, I am sorry for that. If that is not coming from a true, genuine place, I don't want it. And I don't need it. Because despite all the things that hurt me, I also have gratitude for you, but I've also held myself so tenderly and so deeply through everything that I've felt, that I can just accept you for who you are, and I don't need anything from you. Dang, that full moon is looking sick. Whoa, I just noticed. But I was able to have this conversation, and I did not feel like my energy was being like sucked into a vortex. I was just looking into his eyes and thinking about, it's so lonely in there. And I'm so grateful for all that he's done, because in his mind, he's done everything right. And who am I to be like, no, like I can't even expect you to be like, I'm so sorry. He will never say sorry for anything. And knowing that, obviously, like, I didn't keep demanding what he cannot provide, because I can provide that for myself. Because my closure and my healing and my evolution and maturity doesn't lie in someone's action or inaction. It lies within me understanding myself deeper and closing the loop myself and letting go from what no longer serves me, which also includes asking, wanting, begging for acknowledgement and validation. And so I was really proud of that today. I was like, Dad, you really don't remember that, like, I was crying and, like, we were arguing and it was getting really loud and you threatened to call the police and told me to get out the house quicker, and I was like, I'm already packing up and leaving. Like, what are you gonna tell them? That I'm not leaving fast enough? Like, you don't remember that? And he's like, that never happened. And I was like, I see. I was like, I see. If your recollection is no longer on file, then what's there to argue about? That's a trauma response for him too, because, like, and I'm grateful that I have the skills to hold myself through pain and not fragment anymore. And I'm so grateful that through that work, I don't have to demand that of you, if that is not your inner capacity right now. I can just love you in a way that honors my boundaries as well. And yeah, I ain't trying to stress you out. I ain't trying to stress me out. Like, I was so proud of myself today. So, yeah. And you know, okay, I'm gonna shut the video off soon, but what was I gonna say? I think that's it. Yeah, then I came home. He gave me bananas, avocados, and plums, and $100 bill. And before I left, I told him, hey, Dad, I want to apologize to you. And this man is so uncomfortable with present moment, heart to heart. It has never been his experience. And I wanted to model apology for him. And I was like, Dad, can I say something to you? Can I apologize to you? And he closed his eyes. He's like bracing himself. And I'm like, it's okay. You can open your eyes. Like, you know, it's fine. And I told him, hey, if I've ever done anything that has hurt you, caused you sadness, pain, I'm so sorry. That wasn't my intention, but if I hurt you, I'm sorry. And I think I saw something in there, like a little bit, like, I don't know if that was the first time he's been like apologized to his face. And it's the first time I've been so like grounded and vulnerable, because no one taught me how to express emotions, and we never do that, like in my culture. Like, I've never seen that modeled, where you're talking to your paternal figure. Sometimes you're maternal, but your paternal figure, like, you don't do that. And I'm over here trying to like shift that and so much more. So I apologized to him, and he said, oh no, my heart doesn't hurt. Like, I don't have a heart, hahaha. But he said it. He said the word chitta, which means like feelings. It's not technically heart, and it's not really technically feelings. It's kind of a mixture of both. If like heart and feelings had a baby, like that would be chitta, right? He said, oh, mero chitta dukhtai na, mero chitta chai na, something like that. Which means, oh, like my heart feelings, it doesn't hurt, like I don't have that type shit. And I was like, that's lonely. I didn't say that, but you know, I was like, God, like, thank you so much for giving me giving me all that you have, and like holding me through these conversations so I can like resolve these karmic entangled webs and just come with love, because I ain't trying to feed these like patterns that are ready to evaporate, you know, from my experience. And before I left, I gave him a hug, and he was like frozen. And I was like, it's okay, you don't have to run away, I'm just giving you a hug. And I think he needed that, and I definitely needed that. I left there, I listened to my audiobook. I was like, I don't feel drained at all today. And there have been many visits where as soon as I get in the car, I cried. Because the emotional weight of it all was so heavy, the unspoken words and everything, but it's been, the way I showed up today was proof that God is working in my life, dude. Like, oh my gosh. So anyway, 15 minutes and 20 seconds. I need to cough 1 second, please. Much better. I just paused the video for a second. So anyway, that was what happened today. I must now go to bed. And thank you for witnessing me and how are you? How are you? If you want to let me know, let me know. And I'm sending you love through time and space. And I hope you feel loved today and taken care of. Because you are a precious little baby that God made. And you will never stop being God's precious little baby. And everybody is God's precious little babies. I appreciate it's Saturn retrograde right now, and I just learned some really cool things about Saturn. Shout out Mahadevi. Her masterclass was masterful. But basically, like, everybody's just out here teaching us shit because, you know, we're trying to learn and grow and expand because, you know, that's the whole point. But, like, when you're in the human body and, like, the human you is feeling all the shit, so of course we need our time and space to, like, figure it all out. But, like, in the grand scheme of things, Saturn is just like, you want to heal in this area? You want to heal in this area today? Like, you want to be a master in this area? Like, let me show you this, like, repeated pattern that's been going on. Like, and eventually you step out of the pattern, you see the pattern, and you're no longer the pattern. You're like, holy shit, let me do something about this pattern. And then you do. And then that karma dissolves. It's pretty sick. Anyway. Okay. 17:43. Time to go. That's all I had to say. So I think it's time to go. Okay. Peace and love. Peace and love, bruh. Peace. So much peace and so much love. We can do hard things. We can be who we want to be. We can be soft and kind and also, like, don't fuck with me, you know? Life is beautiful. Even when it doesn't feel like it. God is real. God is real, dude. Listen to me. God is real. The fact that I can make sounds and it comes out of, it just like bounces in my throat or whatever, and it comes out. And you can hear it. The fuck are ears, you know? You hear it, and then you're like, that makes sense. Or, that doesn't make sense. It's literally God right there. So, that's all for me. Have a lovely night, day, afternoon, evening. See you next time. Peace and love.